is. But that road there is the limit at the top of camp. It's not safe for us to cross the road. People drive pretty fast up on that road, so sometimes, very rarely, we might have a hike that's nearby, close enough where we can walk to it, but it's important that we only walk there with our counselors and as a group. So if you're up by the dining hall, unless you're going to the dining hall for a meal, the only other direction to go is back downhill towards Cubland.
Yeah.
And it's important to make sure that if you come back from a trip, when we bring bag lunches with us, or when we have snack time like that, that you don't bring that food garbage back to your dorm. And the number one reason is because of animals. Things like chipmunks and raccoons, they could, they smell food, they're
You know what
hungry.
we're gonna do with Cubland?
So it's important that you throw that stuff out in the dining hall or in the trash cans by Gray Brothers so maintenance cleans them up all the time. Does everybody know what a tick is?
Yes.
Have you guys talked about them already?
Yeah. Wait, no.
Okay, just as a reminder, ticks can be really, really small, or they can be maybe like the size of the tip of a pen, or maybe the size of like the back of the pen too.
And this is why we have the
But
white socks.
So yeah, the white socks, bright colored socks make it easy to see, but ticks are these insects, they're arachnids technically, that live like in the trees, in the grass, and kind of like mosquitoes. They drink your blood.
Well, no, they're more like leeches. They're more like leeches.
More effective.
Sure, but what it is, they're really hard to find, because you don't really often feel them, but sometimes you can get sick if one of them bites you. So the easiest way to prevent getting ticks is A, use bug spray frequently and often, and check for them frequently and often. And the best places they like to hide are dark, warm spots like your armpits, like any spots beneath your bathing suit, beneath your hairline. So when you guys have showers or when you're getting changed before going to soak or something like that, it's always I like checking between my toes, the backs of my legs. And if you see them and it's not actually bit you, then it's easy enough to take off and squish it. Then you should definitely squish it because ticks are pests. If it bites you, it's hard to pull it off. So the easiest way to take it off is to go to the lodge, tell a counselor, and they'll take it off the right way. Tweezers don't do it the right way, but we have these awesome little tools called tick spoons or tick keys.
I have one of those.
And the best way to take it off is to go to the nurse and have Nurse Kathy do it for you. And then she'll help make sure the spot is clean. But we do have a lot of ticks around here, so it's important to check those frequent counselors. I want to make some rules together that you guys will help come up with about how we want to treat each other, how we want to act during the summer, some goals we might have. So we're going to go around the room and talk about what's important to you and how you get treated or how you get treated by other people. Ms. Cabo, would you start? How do we want to treat other people?
Okay, like Director Nick says in the beginning, treat the others the way you want to be treated. Respectful. Like we say, everybody from different backgrounds, and we always deserve respect to each other. We're different, but anyways, other the things that we have to respect the rules and the way the Mowglis work. I know we have we have our rules at home, but here we are in a community, we are a family, so we have to follow the rules have been established for them. We don't have to create a new ones and trying to do something different. So the camp has more than 100 years, so have a lot of experience the way that we work better for us. So, and I would like to help you in any ways to be a big team, help each other, support each other. I understand when we do the bunk beds, you were starting to do it by yourself. It's hard, but like everything is practice, creating a new habits. And we have to do our best, work together for the inspections. And even with the food, learning to be seated, stand up when we have to stand up. When we are eating food, stay together at the table. And if we need something, there's the tables boys forward. If you need extra whatever, we have to follow them. And I don't know, I'm so excited to be here with you, and I'm glad that Mr. Ronan called me last night that you were homesick. I hope I help you. Feel free to come to me or call me or anything that you need. I'm here for you.
I like that. Thank you. Do you want to go next?
Don't go in someone else's bed unless you're allowed to.
Okay.
And don't touch other people's
Unless
stuff.
Don't go into personal spaces.
Oh yeah, and don't touch other people's stuff.
Cool. So it sounds like that's something that's important to us as a group already, and that might be something we need to work on starting right now.
Don't keep the door open when we're changing for soap.
Cool. I like that. Close the changing room door.
Okay.
Maybe that could be a soak.
That's for soak. Absolutely. And
I have another one.
one of the reasons that that's important is that when we're changing, that's also relevant to our personal space and our privacy. So when you're in the changing room, you got to give other people space. And while the counselors, obviously, we're not coming in while you guys are getting changed. We can hear you. And if you guys are teasing one another, being rude to one another, that's not okay. So changing before and after soak or after industries may take a while, but it'll go a lot faster. A, if you pay attention to what you're supposed to be doing, which is changing. And B, if you give everybody their privacy. That's really important. I'm glad you said that.
At nights when we're trying to sleep, just respect, because sometimes, I don't know, how can we manage, because some kids want to read at night with the lights, and the lights is moving sometimes around and bother to other ones who want to sleep or making noises.
Sure.
So
Well, one of the most important parts of getting ready for the next day, is making sure that we go to bed early. So if we have people who want to read at night, and if you're using your flashlight, you gotta make sure you keep it out of other people's faces, right? And if we have a bedtime that Ms. Kaba sets for us, then we have to follow that.
So you should be nice to your friends, because if you don't be nice, they might not be your friends anymore, and you might not have any friends because you're being mean to other people and not including them, being braggy to them, and saying mean stuff to them. They might never want to be your friend again because they might think you're mean.
Before the summer started and I drove to the bus station to pick up Mr. Salazar when he arrived here, we were actually talking about that on the way here. About how it's good to be nice to your friends, but it's also good to be nice to everybody else. And you don't have to be friends with everybody. That's okay, right? You get to choose who you have, close relationships with and things like that. But here at Mowgli, you do have to do your best to respect everybody. So whether or not you get along with someone doesn't give you an excuse to say bad words to them, to be rude to them, to be exclusive to them. So I like what you said, because if you are nice to people, it might be easier to make friends, but it's also okay if you like being a loner, or you're having, your time to yourself, or reading or whatever. You don't always have to be social, but you do always have to be respectful. I like that.